Let me begin by saying Radhe Radhe to Swami Nikhilanand ji and spiritual seekers of God. Welcome to our second evening of our 5-evening lecture series on Leelas of Radha Krishna by Swami Nikhilanand ji. Swami Nikhilanand ji addresses Bhaiya, is a Canadian sannyasi, preacher of Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, and is based at Radha Madhav Dham, Austin, Texas. Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj was the 5th original Jagadguru, or world teacher of this age of Kali Yuga. Attracted to the teachings of Hinduism from a very young age, Swami Nikhilanand ji eventually let his deep spiritual longing led him to India, where he was most fortunate to come under the guidance of Gurudev. Living in the ashram of his Guru, he extensively studied Hindi, philosophy of Sanskrit scriptures, Vedas, Shastras, Gita, Bhagavatam, and practiced meditation in the tradition of Raganuga Bhakti, or the philosophy of divine love. In 2003, he was given sannyas. Now, with the blessings of his Guruji, he offers satsang programs, lectures, devotional family retreats, and youth camps throughout America, engaging audience with his clear explanation of Hindu philosophy, coupled with his inspired and melodious chanting of mantras, shlokas, and nam kirtan. His informative and compelling speeches provide practical insight into how to adopt the teachings of Sanatana Dharma into our daily lives and inspire us to awaken our inner spiritual potential. I therefore kindly request all of you to turn off your cell phones and listen attentively as I now humbly invite Swamiji to begin his discourse. Radhe Radhe.
Bolo Ladli Lal Ki
Jai.
Prathamam Sadgurum Vande Shri Krishnan Tadanantaram Guru Papatmanam Tratam Shri Krishnas Tvamalatmanam Vyadhasya Charanam Dhruvasya Chavayo Vidya Gajendrasya Ka Kubjaya Kimunam Rupamadhikam Kim Tatsudamno Dhanam Yashodaya Samakapi Devata Nasti Bhutale Ulukhale Yaya Bad Muktido muktimicchati. Yo brahmanam vidadhati purvam yo vai vedanscha prahinoti tasmai tagmangha devamatma buddhi prakasham mumukchurvai sharanamaham prapadye. The Divine Souls. Today we'll be singing a Pad Kirtan from Premras Madhira, Milan Madhuri, Pad number 21. And I believe it's in the book 1 on page 70. Is it page 70? Mope Jadu Dar. Mope Jadu Dar Hadar Mope Jadu Dar Gayo Hari
Mope Jadu Dar Hadar Mope Jadu Dar Gayo Hari
Mope Jadu Dar Hadar Mope Jadu Dar Gayo Hari
Mope Jadu Dar Hadar Mope Jadu Dar Gayo Hari
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 Mope Jadu Dar Hadar Mope Jadu Dar Gayo Hari
Mope Jadu Dar Hadar Mope Jadu Dar Gayo Hari
Mope Jadu Dar Hadar Mope Jadu Dar Gayo Hari
Mope Jadu Dar Hadar
pad, two gopis are talking. One gopi is relating an event from today to her friend. I mentioned yesterday that the gopis have attained the highest level of divine love. Those who worship Shri Krishna with Dasya Bhav, they reach up to the first level of the divine love realm, called Prema Bhakti. Those who worship him with Sakhya Bhav, Dasya Bhav means loving him as if he's your master, you're his servant. Higher than this is Sakhya Bhav, where you're best friends. That one reaches up to the fifth level, Raga Bhakti. Prema Bhakti, Sneha Bhakti, Man Bhakti, Pranaya Bhakti, Raga Bhakti. And yesterday we saw a Vatsalya Bhav Leela, where you can love Shri Krishna as your own son. The ones who love Shri Krishna with the Vatsalya Bhav, they reach one level higher, the sixth level of divine love, Anurag Bhakti. But those who love him with Madhurya Bhav, like the gopis, or actually the gopis are the only ones who reach to this supreme height, which is beyond the sixth level, to the seventh level, Bhavavesh Bhakti, and beyond that to the topmost, Mahabhav Bhakti. Only the gopis reach to there. In Madhurya Bhav, you include all the loving feelings of the previously mentioned relationships. It means that in Madhurya Bhav, Dasya Bhav is included, Sakhya Bhav is included, Vatsalya Bhav is included, plus more, because you're thinking of Shri Krishna as your divine beloved, which is the closest relationship of all. Even amongst the devotees of Madhurya Bhav, gopis are considered to be supreme because they loved Shri Krishna with the feeling, how can I please Shri Krishna? What is his desire? How could I make him happy? There are other classes of Madhurya Bhav where there's selfishness mixed in. There's a feeling of right over Shri Krishna in the queens of Dwarika. So although they love him as their beloved, but it's tinged with some selfishness, for example. So the gopis are the Madhurya Bhav devotees who, I shouldn't say devotees, they're the divine saints who love Shri Krishna with the feeling of beloved and total selflessness. It's called Samartharati Madhurya Bhav. Queens of Dwarika are in the class of Samanjasarati Madhurya Bhav. And Kubja is an example of Sadharani Rati Madhurya Bhav. But gopis are the highest, and they reach the highest level of divine love, higher than any other saint who worships Shri Krishna in any other way. 5,000 years ago, when Shri Krishna came on the earth with Radharani, there were three types of gopis in Braj at that time. Some gopis were from the divine world. In the divine world, there are unlimited saints of every type, unlimited Dasya Bhav saints, eternally getting to be with Shri Krishna, unlimited Sakhya Bhav saints, infinite Vatsalya Bhav saints, and infinite Madhurya Bhav saints. So if those Madhurya Bhav saints come with Shri Krishna on the earth, as they did 5,000 years ago, to participate in his Leelas and help him reveal those Leelas on the earth, they are considered to be the highest class of gopis. But there are other types of saints who get to be gopis. The second type of saint is someone who worships Shri Krishna in another form. In other words, there's some examples given of the sages of Dandak forest, or Sharbhanga ashram. During Bhagwan Ram's time, when they met Bhagwan Ram, they had Madhurya Bhav in their heart and they wished to embrace Shri Krishna. But Shri Krishna's response at that time, in the form of Ram, he said, I'm not giving this Madhurya Bhav, bliss, during this avatar. I'll be giving that when I come in my form as Krishna. So, Yuyam gopika bhutva ma lingath Krishna avatare Yuyam gopika bhutva ma lingath. Krishna Upanishad tells this instance from Ram's Leelas and tells that Ram said to those sages that when I come as Krishna, you come as gopis, then you'll have the chance to embrace me. You'll get to experience this Madhurya Bhav. So although they were devotees of Ram, but they came in Shri Krishna's avatar as gopis. It was Shri Krishna's special grace. They are not of the same class as Lalita, Vishakha, these eternal gopis who come with Shri Krishna from the divine Vrindavan, divine Golok, and they come on earth. You can say that they get to receive this status of gopis with the grace of the other gopis, these eternal gopis. So this is the second class. And then there's the third class of gopi, the Richas of the Vedas. The mantras of the Vedas, you hear Sri Maharajji quote, those are eternal divine powers. And they also have a personal form because every divine power is naturally personified, originally personified. So these Richas of the Vedas also know about the ras of Radha Krishna Leelas because it's described in Vedas, but just because it's described in those Richas of the Vedas doesn't mean that they're qualified at that level to actually experience that ras of Radha Krishna Leelas. So imagine the very same Ved that tells who Radha Krishna are. Those Richas of the Vedas have not experienced that, but they have a desire to. So with Shri Krishna's grace, they also come as gopis. They are the third class of gopi. So now see how things are arranged during Shri Krishna's time in Braj. He had a to-do list. All those gopis who are second class or third class, they're in the form of gopis, but they haven't actually received that highest form of the prem yet. They haven't experienced bhavavesh bhakti, mahabhav bhakti. So Shri Krishna's to-do list includes gracing all those gopis through different meetings that he has with them. Today's pad is describing one such meeting. However, this gopi, although she's fully surrendered to Shri Krishna, so Shri Krishna has decided, I must grace this gopi with that supreme divine love today. But this gopi has also taken pratigya, that I'm not going to go near Krishna. Why? Because her friend, who has already received that divine love of Shri Krishna, has warned her that there's some jadoo, there's some magic in Krishna's eyes. Whoever looks into his eyes, they give their body, mind, possessions, everything. Tan, man, dhan, sab kuch nichhavar karte hain. They sacrifice their everything on Shri Krishna. So don't get tricked like that. Don't allow him to cast his spell over you. So her friend has given her advanced warning that if you ever happen to see that Nanda Kumar, you make sure you don't go close to him. And if by chance you happen to go close to him, don't look into his eyes. Couple more things to avoid. Don't listen to his voice. Don't hear his murali. Definitely don't let him touch you, because that Brahma Sparsh, the touch of God, you'll be completely gone. So she's given her friend all these rules and regulations about Krishna. Now the friend herself has already lost everything to Shri Krishna, so she knows what she's talking about. And now this Bholi Bhali Gopi, she's, yes, I'm not going near that Nanda Kumar. But she's telling her friend, Gayo Hari Mo Pe Jadu Dar. Aaj ho gaya jadu. Her friend is saying, what do you mean, ho gaya? You must have ignored my instructions. No, I didn't ignore your instructions. To fir kaise hua jadu? Aise nahi hua, sakhi. Pehle thoda hua. So she's relating what happened. See, she admits to her friend that, I went down to the Yamuna. How Jamuna asanana karan gai. So I went down to the Yamuna river to have a bath. So her friend says, then that's when you looked at him, right? Her friend, defending herself, says, no. See, I didn't know it was him. Taha raha Nanda Kumar. It could have been anyone standing there. I went, I saw someone, so naturally I looked. Everybody looks, you see someone, oh, who is it? Do I know them? Is it a man or a woman? Is it a stranger or someone I'm familiar with? Everybody's going to look one time, so I didn't knowingly look at him, but I looked and it was him. But still, at that time, his spell had not been cast on me. I saw it was him, so I put my eyes down. See, Shri Krishna, if someone is qualified, then he can steal everything from them. If they're qualified. If Shri Krishna came and looked at us, or we saw him, Hamare upar jadu nahi hoga. He wouldn't be able to cast his spell on us because our heart is not fully purified and we're not fully surrendered to him. But this gopi is already fully surrendered to Shri Krishna. So, the one who's fully surrendered, Shri Krishna steals their body, mind, all their dhan. Dhan means, you know what? Uncountable accumulation of something. Your past karma. You have a unlimited wealth of past karma. Now I'm speaking a little sarcastically. Wealth, yeah, it means because it's a big accumulation, but actually it's the bondage of karma over your head. All your past punya and pap, all your good and bad actions from uncountable past lifetimes. It's an unlimited stock of sanchit karma that causes you to take birth after birth in 84 lakh species under this bondage of karma. So Shri Krishna, the one who surrenders to him, he steals all of that. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraj aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchah. Gita. Bhidyate hridaya granthischhidyante sarva sanshraya chiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Mundakopanishad. The moment you surrender to Shri Krishna, he eliminates, chiyante, completely destroys all your past karma. So, see, he's the biggest chore. He steals everything, including all your past karma. But look what he gives you in return. unlimited bliss and unlimited knowledge and unlimited divine life in his divine abode. So unlimited Sat, unlimited Chit, unlimited Anand. He gives all unlimited divine things. And what did he steal from us? Our material, Maya body, Maya mind, and all that past karma. In exchange for all those useless things, he gives us all beautiful divine things. But this gopi has taken pratigya, that I'm not going to let that Nanda Kumar cast his spell on me. And Shri Krishna has taken pratigya, that I am going to grace this gopi with that ultimate prem. So let's see who wins this battle. We'll sing this one line of the gopi going down to Yamuna and kind of bumping into Nanda Kumar Krishna. Mo pe jadu dar hadar, mo pe jadu dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadu dar hadar, mo pe jadu dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadu dar hadar, mo pe jadu dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadu dar hadar, ho mo pe jadu dar gayo hari.
जमुना स्नान करन गई,
जमुना स्नान करन गई,
जमुना स्नान करन गई,
जमुना स्नान करन गई,
तहरह नंद कुमार हा कुमार, मो पे जादू डार गयो हरिता।
नंद कुमार हा कुमार, हो मो पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
तहरह नंद कुमार हा कुमार, मो पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
नंद कुमार हा कुमार, हो मो पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
मो पे जादू डार हाडार, मो पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
मो पे जादू डार हाडार, हो मो पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
So this gopi admits to her friend that I had some arrogance, that everybody says, oh, you can't look at this Nanda Kumar without the spell being cast on you. And she's thinking, thoda willpower hona chahiye na? Oh, you just hear all the stories, Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Parvati, they all come under Shri Krishna's spell. Any one of them who looks at him, to the point that it said, Govinda eva purusho brahmadyah striya eva hi, Padma Puran. Shri Krishna is the only man. Everybody else has fallen in love with him with Madhurya Bhav, including Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. They're all like Shri Krishna's preyasi. And Shri Krishna is the one beloved of everyone. So this gopi is saying, how could it be so? How could his look be so powerful? So, out of that curiosity and a little bit of arrogance, I just wanted to look and see what's the big deal after all. Surely I can steal a couple glances. So she realized it was Shri Krishna over there. And then out of the corner of her eye, and also with the veil covering her face, she's also got her pot to fill. Now that she's bathed, she's going to fill her pot and go home. So as she's filling her pot in the river, she's also taking some sidelong glances over at Krishna through the veil. So she's thinking, you know, with my veil on, plus I'm not turning my whole head to look at him, I'm just stealing some glances like that, he won't know that I'm looking at him. So like this, she steals a glance, and then if Krishna's head kind of turns this way, then she just puts her head down like that and pretends she's not looking, like we do even with strangers. If you're riding a bus or a train or sitting at the gate of the airport, if someone's sitting across from you, this is natural. You're just going to look at that person. It doesn't matter who it is, what they look like, you're going to notice them, you're going to look. But when they look at you, you'll avert your eyes. It's like a sabhyata. It's just a politeness that we maintain. So then we might know that they're looking at us, and then when we feel they looked away, then we'll look towards them. The gopi was playing this game with Shri Krishna, so stealing some glances. But now she admits to her friend that Piya Driga Piya Rasa Rupa Madhuri Drigana Bachaya Nihar. Okay, yes, definitely. I mean, you told me not to look into his eyes. So I wasn't meeting his eyes like that. I was just stealing some glances to see what is all the talk about, what is the big deal about. But her friend says, you know, if you were being so careful, to fir jadoo kaise ho gaya? She says, I'll tell you further ahead. Mo pe jadoo dar ha dar, mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadoo dar ha dar, mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadoo dar ha dar. Jadoo dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadoo dar ha dar ho. Mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Piya drig piya ras roop madhuri.
Piya drig piya ras roop madhuri.
Piya drig piya ras roop madhuri.
Piya drig piya ras
निहार हानिहार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
त्रिगण बचाय निहार हानिहार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
त्रिगण बचाय निहार हानिहार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
त्रिगण बचाय निहार हानिहार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार डार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
This gopi is definitely admitting to her friend that piya drig, piya ras roop madhuri, my eyes were just drinking in the nectar of his divine beauty. I mentioned yesterday that God's divine beauty is such that it never gets boring. But imagine when Shri Krishna's almighty form, Mahavishnu, is so beautiful that Kamdev, the material god of beauty, faints seeing Mahavishnu. And that Mahavishnu is attracted to the divine beauty of Shri Krishna, then there's something extra special in the loving beauty of Shri Krishna, that everyone, all the divine personalities, lose their heart to Shri Krishna. This gopi is saying that I was drinking in that Rupa Madhuri, the blissful nectar of his divine beauty. Lekin jadoo nahi hua. I didn't come under his spell. I was just secretly stealing glances, and certainly a little spark had been lit. It wasn't a full-on blaze, but a little spark had been lit in my heart. Because then my eyes started to take control. Rasalampata drig. My eyes now became greedy for more, to see more of Krishna's beauty. Shri Maharaj Ji has told us that all the emotions, all the material emotions can be diverted towards Radha Krishna. So how can greed be diverted when you're feeling like, oh, this is very good, I want more, I want more. So you think that, okay, what does my mind want? My mind wants something that makes it happy, and it's greedy for more of that. So now just think of Shri Krishna's beauty. This gopi's eyes are greedy for more of Krishna's beauty. So we can also divert our mind in that kind of way. I want to see Krishna's beauty. Desire is bhakti, if that desire is for Krishna. If it's for the world, then it's just desire. But if the same desire is diverted towards Shri Krishna, it's bhakti. All the desires of our five senses, to taste, touch, smell, hear, see something that will make us happy, if we divert all these desires to Shri Krishna, then we're doing devotion because we're engrossing our mind, thinking, oh, I want to see this beauty of Krishna, and you're thinking about that over and over again. Now your mind is absorbed in Shri Krishna. So this is devotion. This gopi is telling that my eyes became rasalampat. Now my eyes abandoned all social shame. They didn't care that what will someone think, that you're an unmarried girl and you're looking at that boy openly. No, it's not proper. You can't do it. Her eyes didn't care. Rasalam pat drig pat ghunghat pat karna chahat janupar. Her eyes just wanted to burst through the ghunghat she was wearing and go to Krishna. So now her friend is saying, yeah, you see? You thought it was just a little spark? No, look what's happened to you. You went with that ahankar, that others couldn't look at Krishna without coming under his spell. I can look at Krishna without coming under his spell, but look what happened to you. So the gopi is admitting it. How can she not? The first line of the whole pad is jadoo ho gaya. Mo pe jadoo dar ha dar, mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadoo dar ha dar ho. Mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Rasalam pat drig pat ghunghat pat.
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 Karan chahat janu par, janu par. Mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Karan chahat janu par, janu par ho. Mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Karan chahat janu par, janu par. Mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Karan chahat janu par, janu par ho. Mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadoo dar ha dar. Mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadoo dar ha dar ho. Mo pe jadoo dar gayo hari.
But the gopi said, yes, certainly some effect of the jadoo was there, but it wasn't a full effect, because you see, jab ghat bhari, I managed to fill my pot, and at that point I had no logical reason to stay any longer, so I prepared to get up and leave. Chali ghar. So I finished filling my pot and put the pot on my head and stood up, turned my back on that Nand Kumar and started walking. You see? Bach ke chali gayi. I won. I got to look at him and no full effect of the jadoo, and I was on my merry way, and I was going to come back and tell everybody that, oh, everybody's going, hi, Nanda Kumar. Oh, when will I get to see my Krishna? I can't live without him. Don't ever look into Krishna's eyes. And I did it, and I came back. See, I was telling you, you just need some willpower, like I have. So Shri Krishna knew all of this, what was going on in this gopi's mind. And of course, it's all just the gopi's innocence. She is fully surrendered to Shri Krishna, and Shri Krishna is determined today to grace her with that supreme Premanand. But now what to do? Kanha is over there on the bank. Gopi had some effect of his beauty, but not the full effect. She's filled her pot, put it on her head, and she's now walking towards her house, and she has no reason to look back to Shri Krishna. So what can I do? I can't let her go. When Shri Maharajji was explaining this pad, she said, Kanha was thinking to himself that I can't let her go back adh kachari, half cooked. She's only partially cooked. She's going to go back and brag to everybody that, oh, what's the big deal? I looked at that you're talking about Nanda Kumar this and Kanhaiya that. I looked at him, no big deal. So I can't let her go back like that. I have to finish the job. So what to do? Natvar tab chat kankari dahi maar. A little kankari, a little piece of stone, this big, he just must practice a lot because he has to have very good aim. The gopi's walking like at that distance and he just throws it like that, and right on the back of her jug it hits with a loud sound like that. So now the gopi hears that sound and she's irritated. That who, what? Like this. So what happened after that, gopi? I'll tell you in a minute. Mo pe jadu dar ha dar, mo pe jadu dar gayo hari.
Mo pe jadu dar ha dar ho, mo pe jadu dar gayo hari.
जब घट भरी चली घर नटवर तब,
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 चटका करी दई मार, दई मार, मो पे जादू डार गयो हरी।
चटका करी दई मार, दई मार हो, मो पे जादू डार गयो हरी।
चटका करी दई मार, दई मार, मो पे जादू डार गयो हरी।
चटका करी दई मार, दई मार हो, जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार डार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार डार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार डार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार डार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
When Nand Kumar threw that pebble very hard at the back of the water pot I was holding, then a flash of anger came over me that how dare he? I mean, I didn't know who it was, but I knew from the vibration that struck the pot that someone had thrown a rock and hit the pot, and I could also tell by the sound it made that it broke my pot. So in that moment, the whole scenario unfolded in my mind, that now I have to go back to the house with the broken pot, get a new pot, maybe even get scolded in the house, get the new pot, come back, fill it, then walk back again, half the day gone. So just from the sound of that pebble hitting her pot, she had this flash of anger. So what did she do? She turned around in anger. Who did that? So Shri Maharaji says, Phutyo ghat tutyo ghungat pat. So in that moment, she also lifted her ghungat out of anger and spun around to see who it was. And then all chak drig bhai char. The very one I was not supposed to look at, he was standing right there. And when I turned around in anger, he was just ready with his eyes to meet my eyes, and I had, in anger, just turned around and I met his eyes, driga bhai char, so our 2 and 2 eyes became 4, and then that was it. Then I was gone. That's when the jadoo happened. Then at that point I had no chance. It was unfair. He used unfair techniques. So you see, Gopi, it wasn't my fault. If it was just according to what I was planning, I was getting away without having come under Shri Krishna's spell. But now that my eyes met his, it was game over. The Gopi had turned around in anger. Who is it? Kaun hai? And then kaun hai, kaun hai. She was gone. So now Krishna is standing there in the road, and the Gopi is standing there in the road, and Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj has one final word to give to us, which we'll hear in the next line. Moh pe jadoo dar dar moh pe jadoo dar gayo hari
मोह पे जादू डार डार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
टूट्यो घट टूट्यो घूंघट पट
टूट्यो घट टूट्यो घूंघट पट
टूट्यो गयो घट टूट्यो घूंघट पट
घट टूट्यो घूंघट पट
औचक दृग भय चार मुँह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
औचक दृग भय चार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
औचक दृग भय चार मुँह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
औचक दृग भय चार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार डार मुँह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
In the end, Shri Kripaluji Maharaj describes the scene saying that both Gopi and Krishna are standing on the path facing each other. Utta Kripalu Nagari It Gagari. So, when Gopi and Krishna's eyes have met, now both are experiencing the same divine love. I told you that Shri Krishna's heart is such that however someone loves him, he loves them the same way in return. It means that whatever feelings are overflowing from the Gopi's heart, the same feelings are overflowing from Shri Krishna's heart. How the Gopi, having received Shri Krishna's divine love for the first time, since eternity, every soul is desiring the divine love of Supreme God. Every Atma wants to meet Paramatma, and every soul is the beloved of Shri Krishna. So here, for the very first time, this soul is meeting Shri Krishna in this way. So there are tears of divine love streaming from the Gopi's eyes, and there are also tears streaming from Shri Krishna's eyes. Shri Krishna not only gave divine love to the Gopi through his glance, now the Gopi is giving it back to Shri Krishna. So both are streaming tears of blissful divine love. But Shri Maharaji says the scene of the Gopi is something extra. There's something beautifying the Gopi even more than Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna has the stream coming from the front, but the Gopi has it coming from the front and the back, because she has the little hole that big in her pot at the back where Krishna hid it, and it's full of water. So you know when something is full and there's a small hole, then the spout of water comes out a little hard like that. So from behind, she's spouting water like that, and from the front, she's streaming water like this. So Shri Maharaji says the Gopi has something extra added to her beauty that even Shri Krishna doesn't have. And this is where he ends this description. Mo pe jadu dar hadar, mo pe jadu dar
जादू डार गयो हरि।
उत कृपालु नागरी इत गागरी।
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 बहत प्रेम जलधार जलधार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
बहत प्रेम जलधार जलधार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
बहत प्रेम जलधार जलधार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
बहत प्रेम जलधार जलधार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
बहत प्रेम जलधार जलधार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
बहत प्रेम जलधार जलधार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
औचक दृग भय चार भय चार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
औचक दृग भय चार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
चटका करी दई मार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
चटका करी दही मार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
करन चाहत जनु पार जनु पार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
करन चाहत जनु पार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
दृगन बचाय निहार हानिहार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
त्रिगन बचाय निहार हानिहार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
कहाँ रह नंद कुमार हा कुमार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
नंद कुमार हा कुमार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
मोह पे जादू डार हा डार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि।
मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
उत कृपालु नागरी इत गागरी
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 बहत प्रेम जलधार जलधार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
बहुत प्रेम जलधार जलधार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
बहत प्रेम जलधार जलधार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
बहुत प्रेम जलधार जलधार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार डार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार डार मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हो मोह पे जादू डार गयो हरि
Now, in Madhurya Bhav, we are not only limited to thinking of being with Shri Krishna one-on-one or desiring to be with Shri Krishna in that way. There are many different types of Madhurya Bhav Leelas. Many of those also include Radharani. Gopis also desire to serve Radha and Krishna. Sometimes that seva means arranging for Radha and Krishna to meet, or arranging for any special picnic or swinging leela or anything like that. Tomorrow we'll get to learn something more about Radha and Krishna, and we'll get to see a leela where they're meeting for the first time, which is a contradiction because Radha and Krishna are one and the same. Just like it's a contradiction that Ram is looking for Sita. Who is Sita? Sita is Ram. Ram is Sita. Then how is he crying for her and asking the trees and the mountains, where has my Sita gone? It's Leela. Radha Krishna also do such Leelas, and the gopis enjoy a lot. Otherwise, could you imagine if Radha Krishna just said, oh, we don't need to meet for the first time, we know each other forever. We don't need to get married. We are already one. What's the sense of getting married? No, they do such leelas. They do marriage leelas. They do meeting for the first time leelas. And they're different because their avatars are infinite in number. They've visited our earth planet thousands of times. What to say of other earth planets and other Brahmans? So the meetings of Radha Krishna have happened infinite times. Tomorrow we'll get to hear one sweet Leela where young Radha and Krishna just accidentally met out in a kunj one day. So how did that happen? We'll hear described by Shri Maharaj tomorrow. These types of Leelas are enjoyed by the Madhurya Bhav Sakhis, the gopis. Even though this was a private meeting of Radha Krishna, but those gopis still get to enjoy that ras of that Leela. So we have a few minutes left here tonight. We'll do some simple Nam Sankirtan, and we can just meditate on the form of Radha Krishna. Radhe 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 Shri Radhe
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 Radhe Shri Radhe
Radhe Shri Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe
Radhe
Jai ho.
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe
Radhe 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 Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe
राधे श्री राधे
राधे श्री राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्री 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 राधे
राधे श्री राधे
राधे श्री राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्री 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 राधे
अलबेली सरकार की
जय
श्रीमत् सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय
जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय